Man found a X on his forehead. No matter how he washes it, it won't come off. He asked his wife, but she said she couldn't see it. He thought it was a prank by his wife. When he got to work, he asked his co-workers if they could see it. His co-workers said they couldn't see it either. This is so strange. If you don't see it at the end, you'll never guess what this X means. When the man looked in the mirror, he noticed that the color of the X had darkened again. When he got home from work, he asked his daughter if she didn't notice something on my forehead. The daughter takes a closer look, but all she sees is a big pile of eye droppings. The woman felt that her husband was not in good spirits. She advised him to go to the hospital for a checkup. At that moment, he had a bad feeling. The next day he went to the hospital and had his head examined, but the results were normal. He asked the doctor to take a closer look at his forehead, but the doctor looked at him for 10 minutes and saw nothing. He told the man to go home and wash his face to wake up. The man walked out of the hospital disappointed. When he took the elevator, he saw a man with X in his forehead just like him, and he could see his own X. They were very excited. But what did the X really mean? They sat down to eat and talk. The man told him the truth about the X. When he realized the truth, he was horrified. This man has a X on his forehead, but everyone around him said they couldn't see it. One day he met a man with a X on his forehead just like himself. In order to find out what this X was, he invited the man to dinner. The man told him that if a X appears on the forehead, it means death. It means that our life is coming to an end, and that only you or someone like you who is dying can see this X. He was horrified by the man's words, but he didn't really believe in this kind of weirdness. When he was watching TV, there was a report about a star who had died of an illness, and they showed the star's deathbed speech, and the star had a X on his forehead. He was horrified by this. Was it true what the man said last night? He rushed to call him, but the man's wife answered the phone. The wife said the man died last night after returning home. He was shocked. He went to the man's funeral to check. The man was really dead. The next day he bought himself an accident insurance policy. He hoped that after his death, he could leave his wife and daughter with a secure life. He began to want to talk to his wife more. He wanted to talk more with his daughter. The family became more harmonious. His wife and daughter thought he was out of his mind, but he chose to suffer in silence. When he arrived at the company, he gave up his promotion to an old employee. He just wanted to do a little more good before he left. When he took the subway home from work, he found something even more horrible. Man suddenly realized that everyone in the car had an X on their foreheads. He knew the X meant death. That means the subway might be about to crash. He tried to warn the passengers to get off the train, but no one paid any attention to him. He got off the train alone. He wanted to tell the staff, but he realized that the staff also had X's on their foreheads. Even the people who had just entered the station had X's on their foreheads. Is there going to be an explosion here? He was so scared, he ran out of the station, but when he got to the street, he saw X's on the foreheads of everyone on the street. He suddenly realized that everyone was going to die. He thought of his wife and daughter, so he ran home at 100 kilometers per second. When he got home, he told his wife and daughter to pack their things. They had to leave the country now. But then he realized that his wife and daughter had X's on their foreheads. At that moment, there was a news program on TV. It was said that someone had a plague of some kind. This plague is very contagious. The death rate is 60%. The councilman told the residents not to worry, but the men knew that everyone was doomed. A week later, the country disappeared from the face of the earth.